Welcome back to another guide video, guys. Well, this one's a little different. It's not an event guide this time. Today, we're talking about one of the most underrated but powerful buildings in the Fire Crystal Age, the Crystal Laboratory. A lot of players rush through this part without realizing how important it is. So in this video, I'll explain when it unlocks, how to use it properly, and how many refines you should do each day depending on your city level. So let's go step by step through the entire lab progression timeline from the moment you hit FC Age all the way up to FC 10.
Alright, so let's start from the beginning. When does the lab actually appear? The lab shows up after your server enters the Fire Crystal Age, but that doesn't mean you get it right away. To unlock it, your city needs to reach Furnace level 30. So as soon as your server steps into the FC Age, your first big goal should be to push your furnace to F30 as quickly as you can. That's when the lab becomes available. And trust me, once it's unlocked, it becomes a core part of your daily progress. This is where your whole refining journey starts, and from here on, the lab will play a huge role in how fast your city grows during the Fire Crystal Age.
During the early Fire Crystal stages, from FC1 to FC5, the lab is still pretty limited. You'll only have one active part, and it allows you to get Fire Crystals. Refined Fire Crystals aren't available yet at this point. If you look at my lab here, you can see both parts are available. But for those of you in the early stage, you'll only see the top part on your screen. The bottom part won't show up yet. Even though it might feel slow in the beginning, try to refine every single day. This stage is all about consistency, building a daily rhythm that'll help once things speed up later. In this stage, we use our primary resources to get Fire Crystals. Each refine requires a different amount of resources, depending on the lab level. So make sure to use all your attempts every day. Now let's talk about FC6 to FC8 stage. First things first, if your city is still around FC1 to FC5, you can't refine RFC yet. So your immediate goal should be to rush your furnace to FC5. That unlocks RFC refining in your lab. When your server reaches FC6 to FC8, RFC becomes available globally, and refining becomes a major part of your progression. Once RFC is unlocked, remember this important detail. Refined fire crystals are made by spending normal fire crystals, so make sure you have a good stock of FC before you start refining. In the Refine menu, you can either refine one by one or input a custom number to refine multiple times at once. Very handy for efficiency. Also, don't miss this. Your first daily refine comes with a 50% discount. Always take that first discounted refine every day. It's free value. For free-to-play players, a good routine is to do 2 to 3 refines per day. That gives a steady RFC supply without burning your resources too quickly. Make sure to use all your daily refine attempts, because each refine consumes different amounts of your primary resources, RSS. You can also use RSS to get more fire crystals during this stage, so balance gathering FC and refining RFC carefully. You don't want to run out of either. One final upgrade tip. While you can rush your furnace to FC5 to unlock RFC, don't push the furnace to FC6 until your other buildings are ready. Specifically, make sure your camps are at least FC5 before upgrading the furnace further. This keeps troop training and city growth balanced. By following this order, take the 50% first refine discount, do 2 to 3 daily refines, and avoid premature furnace upgrades, you'll stay on track with your server's FC age and keep your city growing efficiently.
When your server reaches the later Fire Crystal stages, FC8 to FC10, aim for 3 to 4 RFC refines per day, and over a week, try to hit at least 20 refines. This is manageable even if you're a free-to-play player, and it ensures that you always have enough refined fire crystals for building upgrades. Why it matters? Refined fire crystals are essential for upgrading buildings, strengthening troops, and preparing for the next stages of FCH. If you fall behind now, it will take longer to catch up later, and your progression will feel slower than players who stay consistent. Balance your fire crystals and RFC, and make sure to use all your daily attempts. Keep an eye on your lab.
Remember, if you don't have enough fire crystals, FC, to refine, don't force it. Take a step back and do at least one refine per day while collecting more FC first. This is important because you'll need both fire crystals and refined fire crystals later on. Maintaining a balance between them ensures you don't run out of resources when you really need them. So don't burn through all your FC too fast. Pace yourself and plan ahead. Here's a quick breakdown of your refining timeline. FC1 to FC5, use all your daily attempts and gather as many fire crystals as you can. FC6 to FC8, aim for at least 2 refined fire crystal refines per day. FC8 to FC10, aim for 3 refines per day, about 20 per week. And remember, if your server state is already in FC6 to FC8 age, but your city is still around FC1 or FC4, you must rush your furnace to FC5 first to unlock the RFC system. And that's the full timeline for the lab and refined fire crystal refining. By following this progression, you'll stay in sync with your server's FC age, keep your refining consistent, and never fall behind. Remember, consistency is more important than rushing. Even small daily refines add up over time and give you a huge advantage in the long run. So that's it, guys. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more whiteout survival tips and strategies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.